We have spent way too long suffering in silence. Now it's time for solidarity. Now it's time for courage. And now it's time for us to embrace all of this abundance. Baby, call me stupid. Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time watching, or if you're a returning viewer, hello. I am the Pink Lady, and today you are watching the video for the 8/8 Lions Gate portal. Okay, I'm giving you something relaxed, chillaxed. I'm about to go to sleep. You know, had to do the baby hairs, had to put on the earrings. God said, give a message. I said, I hear you, goddess. I'm going to give this to not only you guys, but to all of us, because you could be doing anything right now, but you are watching this reading, and I believe everything happens for a reason. So just like you need to hear this, I need to give this, and right now we're having a moment, okay? So thank you so much for sitting down and having a moment with me. All right, and with that being said, I want to jump right into the message because I don't want this video to be too long. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to look in the description box where all of my information will be for booking personal readings. You know, my direct Etsy link, my email, my Instagram, all of that jazz, okay? Gotta ring the heart chakra bell one more time, you know. And with that being said, I want to open right up with the message for 8/8 Lions Gate. Now I use my Light Seers tarot, as well as my Hedge Witches oracle to kind of just clarify. But I want to kind of jump right into the message because I did get a little bit of a channel message, and if you see me looking down, it's because I actually took notes off of the little saying that I guess I channeled. But before I do that, I want to show you guys the cards. Okay, so the first two cards that came out were the Page of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so to have the Page of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles out, the message that I got was tiptoeing in my journey. No, but with the Page of Swords right here, it's like that first layer of knowledge, that first introduction to really feeling like you know and grasp things, you know what I'm saying? She is walking across a gap in the bridge across her sword of truth. She has a book in one hand. She's feeling very light. She's feeling very carefree. Okay, she's feeling very book smart. But that's the thing about knowledge. There's a plethora of different areas in which you can be knowledgeable. And to me, the Page of Swords always represents just like that, getting that first like actual like book smart knowledge under your belt. But I also feel like it's just this idea of studying something, and what I see that we're studying, that we have been studying, that we've been studying in the past, or something Spirit really wants us to take a look at, is whatever we've been studying, whatever seeds that we've been planting, when it comes to as far as like what we're willing to dedicate like our actual mental energy, spending our mental energy on. So with that being said, for example, I spend a lot of mental energy studying tarot. What I do, honestly, like I read books about it, I watch other tarot readers, I love to have inquiring like dialogues and conversations about like cards. Like I literally wake up sometimes speaking about tarot and about theories about cards and decks and all this other stuff. And I think that's a very like decent way to describe what I'm trying to talk about right now. I really feel like this Lionsgate 8/8 portal has something to do with like I said, just tiptoeing or starting to walk on the surface of some of the things that we have been planting, especially within the last 7 months. Okay, excuse me. But with that being said, I also feel like especially looking at these two images together, and we're going to get into the next cards actually before I continue to interpret anymore, because the next cards have a lot to do with the rest of the interpretation. But the next two cards that came out were the 5 of Cups and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the 5 of Cups and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, and if you can see, it's like she's watching things get wasted away down the hole. All of her cups are being spilled down into this, it looks like this magical portal, and the Queen of Swords in reverse is just sitting there staring at it all, also from a different perspective. And what I love about this, what I don't love, is the ads that keep popping up on YouTube. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to give y'all a little jazz vibe. This is John Coltrane, Coltrane for Lovers. I've been listening to this piece for a minute now, and I'm just like, I'm back, baby, where love at? Okay, anyways, that's not here or there. Let's talk Lionsgate. Okay, so the message that I got, I'm holding also this tray. Guys wanted to know, but like I said, let me get my journal. The channel message that I got says tiptoeing, which inquires and implies to the idea of surface information. Tiptoeing, she's tiptoeing on the beginning truth of something, or the beginning understanding of the beginning seeds of something. And I feel like what the seeds are really the seeds of disappointment, because that is what the Five of Cups represents. So I really feel like this 8-8 portal, this Lionsgate portal, is really trying to show us and really trying to get us to understand and really look at the areas in our life where we feel disappointed, where we were let down, where we're disappointed by other people, and how we can, I guess, transmute that energy into something positive to propel us and give us momentum forward. Okay, because Leos understand, boo boo, at the end of the day, whatever you give me, I'm gonna turn it into a part of the show, because it's my life. Okay, and my life is gorgeous, it's beautiful, and all of its layers and all of its textures. Honey, give me a show. Hey, I don't care about the drama. Anyways, I said tiptoeing on the seeds of disappointment, and the seeds of disappointment can be physical representations of disappointment, anger, sadness, etc. So I also feel like this 8-8 Lionsgate portal is really begging us to really take a look at how much energy we give like actual physical representations of the things that disappoint us, whether it be actual people that we continue to let into our lives that we know that we have resentment against because they've disappointed us in the past, or whatever, whether it's relationships, whether it's situations, whether it's substances, whether it's thought patterns. Like, what representations of disappointment do you keep around you? Is it even certain like accounts that you follow on social media that constantly remind you of how much you feel like you haven't done, how much you makes you feel like this Five of Cups energy? Okay, but I also feel like Spirit is really asking us right now during this Lionsgate portal to really, like I was saying earlier, transmute any of this negative energy that we have towards disappointments into something positive. And the reason why I said that is because with the Queen of Swords being here, the Queen of Swords in reverse, upright, she's the shit, okay, but in reverse she can be manipulative, and she can be a control motherfucking freak. Okay, she can be very cold too. And I feel like when it comes to disappointments, maybe in the past, or maybe this is something we've all been struggling with collectively, because I know I can relate to this. Okay, but she can just be a control freak to the point to where it's like she feels like she knows best. Not only does she know the best, she knows all, and she is willing to do anything, say anything, to get whatever she wants across, to get whatever she wants done, because at the end of the day, the Queen of Swords is always about truth. But in reverse, her truth is skewed. In reverse, she may be seeing truth from a different perspective, or be not necessarily even processing the truth in the right way. And these truths have to do with this idea, like I was talking about earlier, the surface, the beginning forms, the beginning layers of really investing in your disappointments in a way, really understanding and processing and internalizing why certain things in your life turned out the way that they did. Okay, and with the Queen of Swords in reverse, this could be somebody who has a tendency to lean towards self-sabotage. I was gonna say self-deprecation. What's the word? Destruction, like when you fuck up your own shit. I think that's the word. But she can also become very pessimistic and cold, like I was saying, and detached, and just look at her disappointments as failures or as terrible aspects in her life. But like I was saying earlier, our lives are gorgeous. Your life is gorgeous. My life is gorgeous. Okay, I appreciate it in all of its textures, all of its peaks, and all of its valleys. I absolutely love it. Okay, You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, the reason why I keep, you know, trying to reiterate that point is because I feel like this is what the Lionsgate portal is trying and is going to show us, whether we want to receive the knowledge or not. You feel me? I said rock bottom, which is also the Queen of Swords in reverse to me, because the Queen of Swords is one of already the most detached and most independent queens there is. And when she's in reverse, she really feels like she can't trust anybody. She, he, they, or the other. Okay, but they feel like they cannot trust anyone. They feel like that there was no one to trust in the first place. And at this point, they're not even depending on logical logic. They're just depending on their own logic that just really self-serves their ego. And that's what can be really dangerous about the Queen of Swords in reverse, is because when she has a truth in her head that she feels like she believes, she will follow it to the ends of the earth. But a lot of the times that's not aligned inside, or if it comes from a bitter place due to the things that we maybe experienced in the past, it's not going to be, you're going to miss your target. You're gonna miss your target. But the Lionsgate AA portal is really here to show us, like I was saying, how we can transmute this energy. And the reason why I said that is because the next card to come out was the Hierophant. Let's see if little baby will get a little focus. The Hierophant. And this reminds me of Stairway to Heaven. Yes. And the card that came after the Hierophant is the Nine of Wands. Now the Nine of Wands represents this idea of really standing up for yourself, setting boundaries sometimes, and she looks like she is willing and ready to stand up and, you know, put boundaries against anything and everything that she needs. And that's what I love to see, because right after the Queen of Swords is reversed, you know, you meet the Hierophant and the Nine of Wands. And the Hierophant and the Nine of Wands really reminds me of just the ability to stand up and fight for what you believe in, fight for your faith, fight for something that is bigger than you. Understand that things just aren't all about you. They're not. Sometimes life is so much more greater than the individual. The individual is what makes life unique and expressive and I was gonna say distinct, but just like fun, I guess, in a way. But the collective, the whole, is what we're here for. If that makes any sense. Us individually is just the splice on top, you know. And I really feel like Lionsgate is also just preparing us to understand how much work we have really been doing on ourselves, how much we really do have to appreciate, and how much work we can continue to do on ourselves to affect the greater whole or whatever, especially with this full moon in Aquarius that just was passing, okay? But like I said rock bottom is where you meet Rumi slash Hierophant, or Boomy, not Rumi, but Boomy slash Hierophant, who has been waiting to show you the true benefit of how to defend your right to duality. And the reason why I said the right to defend the right to defend duality is because the next card that came up after the Nine of Wands was the King of Swords. So even though the Queen of Swords is in reverse, the Lionsgate AA portal is asking us to really defend and stand up for and put some faith and power and belief in the masculine air energy, the partner to the Queen. And I really feel like this is like I was saying, talking about just how we can activate ourselves to be a part of the greater good for the whole, but not only in a like external way affecting others. I really see this as yourself. You know, I've been doing a lot of shadow work lately. I've been talking to a lot of people who have also been doing a lot of shadow work, and I feel like it's been a very popular topic, just personally, what people have been going through, whether they know it or not know it to be shadow work or not. And when I see this idea of partnerships with the King and the Queen of Swords both on the table, I feel like Lionsgate AA portal is going to be a very destined day. It's going to be a very magical day. It could even be a day of fated encounters. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, who knows? I know you can't go outside with Rona, but, you know, I don't know. Tell me down below. But I definitely feel like I was saying earlier, I really feel like the Hierophant, the Nine of Wands, and the King of Swords is here because, like I said, it's here to show us our right to defend duality and belief in duality, and to understand that you don't have to execute and function out of this one aspect of yourself for your entire life. We are all human beings. We're duplicitous in nature. There's so many aspects of us that are here to lend help to us when we need it to. And I'm talking about aspects of our personality that we can equip. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to our intellect, when it comes to our mind, sometimes when we have been overloaded, sometimes when parts of ourselves have been jaded, we need to understand that there are also certain parts of ourselves that can step in and be like, it's okay, I got the will. And that's the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the ultimate idea of maturity. The Queen of Swords is going to master a thought, one complete thought from here to there. She's going to get to it. She's going to get to it. Okay, but when I see the King of Swords, I see it as he can get it from all angles, all sides, like a fucking Rubik's Cube. Like a fucking Rubik's Cube. So call on the energy that can solve the Rubik's Cube for this 8-8 portal. I hope that makes sense. And the reason why we need to call on this King of Swords is because we are getting ready to go into battle, whether it is with our own personal egos, whether it is because of what is actually going on in the actual world. But the last card to come out was the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands can represent, you know, ego battles, ego fights, actual physical altercations. But I just see this as like, honestly, we are not in a time right now of cookie cakes, gumdrops, and rainbows, and we haven't been for a very long time. But I feel like right now in this digital age, in this age of technology where information is so vastly available to oversaturate and overstimulate our minds, we also have access to a lot of what's going on like we have never had before. And so with that being said, I really find it interesting and ironic how much we are all being called to action right now. But I feel like it is so accurate and so needed. And the reason why I say that is because the last two cards to come out were the Star card and the Two of Pentacles. Now what I love about this card is it really reminds me of, like I was saying earlier, the ability to transmute any negative energy that you feel like you may have experienced in your life into something positive. Because if you look at the Star card, she is both tethered to the earth and the heavens. Earth and the heavens, especially with the Two of Pentacles. This idea of balance, this idea of temperance, this idea of healing is here. And if you look, these are two completely different vibes from the Five of Cups to the Star, but they are so similar. It's just that one woman is choosing to look up and one woman is choosing to look down. And the act of looking up is what really connects you to the heavens. The act of looking up is the action that connects you to your ability to even receive that heavenly energy, to receive the blessings and the healing that we also rightfully deserve right now in this moment. But with the Star card being here, especially to end the reading, okay, I definitely see that this Lionsgate AA portal is a beautiful time for us to really feel like we get what we deserve. And not from anyone else, but from ourselves, from the work that we've been doing for ourselves, and from the divine, from God. This might even be a time for, you know, universal blessings or something like that. But overall, I'm definitely just seeing, and I wrote down in my book, I said, our birthright is partnership, balance, fairness, and duality, because we are human beings. You know what I'm saying? And sorry, me trying to read my own handwriting. So this 8-8 portal is all about becoming grounded within the heavens and the earth, so you can always call on the impossible. Okay, this 8-8 portal is understanding that you are always grounded to the heavens and the earth, which is why you will always be able to call in and call on the impossible. The impossible is literally waiting for you to look up. That's it. But I definitely feel like this Lionsgate portal has a lot to do about balance, has a lot to do about transmuting negative energy and seeing things from a different perspective, especially when it comes to any negative mental energy that we've been carrying around regarding any disappointments that have happened within the last 7 months, 7 years, 7 days, 7 weeks. I don't know. Tell me in the comment section down below. Okay, but I definitely feel like right now there really is a portal, there is a light opening, but I really feel like it is up. We're going to have this idea of looking up, because even with the Hierophant card, how you can see how the stairway to heaven, you know, it's up. It's up, you know. And I feel like Leo energy is always just inherently positive, you know, so I definitely feel like Leo is, it just reminds me, like, you know, chin up, keep that motherfucking chin up, feel me? But yeah, and I definitely feel like the reason why we are being asked to do this during this 8/8 portal is because I think these next 5 months are going to be a push, and not in a negative way, in a necessary way, in a transformative way. But with that being said, we all are going to have to believe in this masculine intellectual energy that is here on our side and is here willing to defend us, willing to protect us, willing to provide for us, especially when the queen may be not, you know, all the way there, especially when the feminine energy that exists within us all may be a little hurt, may be a little damaged, okay, may be a little motherfucking tired, or just maybe understanding things from a different perspective. The queen of swords always, ultimately, at the end of the day, is pursuing some form of truth, whether she's upright or reverse. But in this case, for this 8/8 portal, I really okay, sorry about that, guys, my camera died. But like I remember I was saying, I think that this time right now is really all about really understanding our power and duality. And I really feel like if you have not been doing any shadow work, now is the time, because if you are not focused, have been focused, or starting to get focused on understanding yourself, all aspects of yourself, you might have a tricky time with navigating the next couple of months, because right now it's really all about understanding and equipping both sides of yourself, the higher self and the shadow, to working your highest, greatest good, okay? And not only for your personal highest and greatest good, but the highest and greatest good of all. And really understanding that we don't all have to fight each other for one light. We can help each other achieve and accomplish everything that we want as a collective. But I really feel like in order to have that revelation, we all first need to internalize the fact that we're not in competition, okay? We're not in competition. We can all exist in harmony and in peace. We're not in competition. Things can get competitive if we want, for fun. But we shouldn't have to claw tooth and nail over each other to get what we literally feel like we need, what we deserve, because we're talking about healing. We're talking about the Star card. And the Star card comes after the Tower, you know, after some shit gets shook the fuck up. Okay, so let's move on to my botanical cards. So first we have Indigo, and Indigo is the card of Enhance. Okay, and what I love about Indigo was used to dye jeans, blue jeans, and it's not an edible plant. It's actually very poisonous. But what I love about it is, in the book it was talking about the reason why it's called Enhance is what it was used for. Like I was saying, it was used to add color, it was used to add a vibrance, and it was used to add an element to clothes that would not be necessary. I mean, not be necessary, that was not necessarily present previous to the processing of adding indigo. It gave it a richness, it gave jeans a richness, it gave jeans their whole vibe, you know, blue jeans. And with that being said, I really feel like I was talking about earlier, the main way that this 8/8 Lionsgate portal is helping us to transmute any of our life's disappointments, or any of the physical manifestations or representation of disappointment that we keep in our lives, or that we have to constantly be confronted with, is understanding that, like I was talking about earlier, I'm gonna say it for the third time, our lives are gorgeous, including the peaks and valleys. It adds texture, okay? It enhances our lives. It does not take away from absolutely anything, okay? Everything I have gone through has enhanced my life, and it has also enhanced yours, because you're watching this. Tune in. What I was going to say, where the fuck is my bell? Tune in. Okay. And so the next card is Calendula. I know this is Marigold, and it is Brighten. Let's see if Mama will focus. And what I love about this card is, adversely, this card is edible. You can put it in just about anything, but as well it dyes clothes. And the reason why it is called Brighten is because this card is directly related to the Sun card in the tarot deck, which is inherently one of the most positive cards in the entire, you know, tarot sequence, especially in the major arcana. And with that being said, I really feel like Brighten is here because after we enhance, after we understand that these things in our lives are here to give us character and to truly enhance us, and not in the corny, like, kind of sadistic and masochistic way where it's like, oh, these bad things are like giving me character, but it's literally understanding that everything in your life that you feel like has been a failure, everything in your life that you feel like you have been disappointed by, you have the power, no one else, you have the power and the agency right now, right in this moment, right motherfucking now, to transmute, to turn, to twist, to create a new energy in the space where that lives in your body, in your mind, in your heart, wherever. Okay, you have the ability to not only turn it around in the corny way, turn the beat around. You have the ability to choose to think differently because you've understood one perspective so adverse you would be able to understand the opposite spectrum, opposite end of the spectrum. Because everything in this life exists in duality. It's just like, what do you want to pay attention to right now? You know, do you want to pay attention to how negatively things occurred in the past, or do you want to pay attention to how positively things could occur in the future if you apply the lessons that you learned in the past with some agency, okay, with some momentum, and apply them to your life in a way that would be applicable, helpful, healing. And I'm really talking to myself. Okay, but what I love about the Brighton and the Calendula, I took some notes like I said, but like it was talking about in the Hedge Witch Field Guide book, okay, it was talking about that this flower, it can grow anywhere, okay, it can grow in any conditions, and it can grow year round and bloom year round as long as it has a little bit of sun. So like I was saying earlier when I was talking about the star card, what I love about this is, to me, it just reminds me of all it takes is a little bit of light. All it takes is that little bit of spark, because even in the Five of Cups, it's like she's looking down at this hole and feeling like she's wasting away everything, but little does she know that this little spark is just enough to keep things growing year round, even when things are cold. So I think if right now, if you're feeling any type of way, all it takes is a little bit of belief, a little bit of belief. Keep it, the faith of a mustard seed, you know, you feel me? The thing that I also find interesting about this is that although it can bloom year round, it does not withstand, you know, cold, excessive heat, or adverse conditions. And this card can also describe like fair weather. So this also reminds me of this idea that some of the moments that we have maybe been chasing in the past were fleeting. Maybe some of the relationships that we've been holding on to are fleeting. Maybe it's time, it's a transitionary period for us to let go of this idea that things are going to be, like I was saying earlier, cupcakes and rainbows forever, because that's not super realistic, okay? But the last and final card, which adds so much to this whole reading, is the Marshmallow card. And what I love about the Marshmallow card is the Marshmallow card speaks to adversity. And the reason why is it literally thrives in time of scarcity. Marshmallow, this plant is literally known to thrive in any and all conditions, okay? So it can literally thrive in scorched ground, barren ground, in places where other crops have not been able to grow. Guess what can? Marshmallow can. And so that's what I love about this, is the previous plant was talking about, you know, and not being able to withstand conditions, but oh, the marshmallow can. So like I was talking about earlier, you are not always going to be walking around 24/7 on cloud 9. I mean, you can, but I don't even know if that would be healthy. Sometimes, not sometimes, you need to be grounded in reality and grounded in life. And like I was saying, our lives are gorgeous, and they are defined and enhanced by the beauty and the layers that we all experience. So any areas in our life where we really have experienced you know, just emotional defeat or turmoil or disappointment or depression or anxiety or sadness or, you know, dissatisfaction, understand that was and these lessons will continue to be placed in our life to show us that we can grow under any condition. Like the marshmallow, we do not have to stay confined into conditions that are pleasant and conditions that are, you know, what we would all dream of, because at the end of the day, I really feel like life is initiating us for a period where we are going to really have to shift our perspective and the way things are done, especially with the world that's going on right now. A lot is changing. You never know what the fuck the next year could look like. I have no idea. But what I love from the Marshmallow card is it says sweetness can come from the most dire situations. To do your best, you must be at your best. Rise from the ashes. Okay, so to do your best, you must be at your best. Rise from the ashes. And I feel like that overall is the message for the 8-8 portal. To do your best, you must be at your best. Rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Caca. Don't let any disappointment keep you down. You hear me? All right, so these are, to close off the reading, I'm going to give you some affirmation cards from the, I forgot this, but the affirmators like series with the little things on the back. So the first one was abundance. It says, congratulations, it seems you're due for a little or infinitely big piece of abundance pie. See? Okay, feel like you don't deserve it? Knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your mother freaking table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone. So get your whipped cream ready, unless you are lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. Okay, so 8-8 portal is here to offer us a little or a big heaping, let's see if she'll focus, mama. All right, heaping slice of abundance. The next card to come out is courage. It says no one is fearless. No one is fearless. No one. But even though I am not fearless, I am courageous. When my fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts. Then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. And if you can notice, the someone bigger is his shadow. And like I was saying, I also feel like right now there's no need for us to hide. There's no need for us to be afraid. We can fully equip ourselves and feel comfortable in being our higher selves. Because worst case scenario, we have to equip the shadow, and then she'll come out and tell you motherfuckers peace. It's like, what's up? I eat motherfuckers for dinner. Okay. And the last card, which is for love and romance. So this is for all of my people who are watching this for love and romance. This is talking about solidarity. Okay, so it says, I respect the power of solidarity and look for opportunities to unleash it. Yeah, right now we need a lot of motherfucking solidarity. I'm gonna stop cursing. So when a loved one has something to do tough, I'll heed their often silent but sometimes loud and whining call and participate in the toughness with them. Everything is easier when a partner, cohort, sidekick joins you. The only thing that is not easier is feeling resentment, which I suppose is the overall point. So if you need some help, ask for some help, and it'll get done with the help of someone in your life that you know you can trust to help you do so. Okay, and if you know that someone needs some help doing some shit, get the fuck up and help them. Don't wait for them to ask. Okay, offer, you know, a seed of solidarity, this 8-8 portal, especially if you're in romantic relationships, because I really feel like right now we are all feeling like we have to 9 of swords, grit our teeth and suffer in silence, but we do not. 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 We have spent way too long suffering in silence. Now it's time for solidarity. Now it's time for courage, and now it's time for us to embrace all of this abundance. 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 All of it. All of it. This would be dollar bills. In my head, this is dollar bills. Not dollars. Blue face. Blue face. Blue face is abundance. No, it's actually solid gold. Well, that would kind of hurt, but all this abundance. All this abundance. Okay. Let me stop. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that message. This was very chill. This was a little bit more like unorganized, planned, whatever. I just wanted to get on here and talk and not be so like so I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel, become a part of the family. There's going to be more content like this on a more consistent basis. Okay, I promise. I pinky promise. I pinky promise. I pinky promise. Okay, and with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. If you're watching this on the August 8th 2020 portal, or anywhere before that, happy portal day. And if you're watching this after, happy portal day. The energy is still present. What are you gonna do about it? I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.